Hey, it's the last day of Sukkot. I've just been studying some fascinating a text of the Zohar, which is one of the most mystical texts in Kabbalah and Jewish mysticism. And I came across this idea that I'm now just going to process out loud with you that impacts the war in Ukraine. It impacts the fighting that's going on there, but it's actually true to everything that's going on in the world. Anything that you don't like and everything that you do like that's going on in the world on a macro and a microscopic. Hoshanah Rabbah is such a significant day. In fact, I'd say today is more important than Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. I say that because Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur in the past, and there's nothing we can do to change whatever has happened then, but we can make a difference today because the day's not up. Rosh Hashanah is the day that Hashem determines what his flow of energy will be in this world and how will it manifest based on how we've conducted ourselves as a society, as individuals, as a collective. And it's not just for Jewish people, it's the whole world. Yom Kippur, we know, is the day that whatever Hashem has determined is sealed. And then you got that final prayer of Yom Kippur. Ne'ilah, sorry, I just ate, so I'm sorry if I'm a bit, Ne'ilah, which is that final prayer where the gates are locked, and we get our last prayers in. Well, Hoshanah Rabba is like the day that, if I had to put it into a physical metaphor, that a judgment has been completed and it is now in the judge's hands to give over to the male person or to the bailiff or whoever it is to deliver the sentence, to deliver the letter of recommendation to whoever it is that the letter is destined for. But the letter has not been passed on to the mailman yet. Hoshanah Rabbah is an opportunity to actually have a red line go through some of the text and some annotations placed in whatever is determined for the world ahead. So let's move out of the metaphor. Today is a day that Hashem doesn't determine what will be, but there is the opportunity to shift the final decision before it gets sent out, before it's dispatched. And the way that we do that is through shaking the lulav and esrog and being Hoshanas. You know what a lulav and esrog is. Hoshanas are these willow branches. I've got 5 of them here. But it's more than that. It's more than just those rituals. It's give tzedakah, give charity. If you have a charity that you know of that supports the poor, I'm just talking about old style, hardcore charity. There are people that do not have a roof above their head, or it's a leaky roof, or they don't have enough food, or they've been impacted by natural disaster or physical disaster, whatever it is. Give money today. Give charity to any cause anywhere in the world that's going to help other people. That's number 1. Number 2, set time aside for prayer. Today, daven from the heart. Open your heart. Talk to Hashem before that note is dispatched, before the sentence is carried through for what the allocation of energy in the world should be. Put a prayer out. Your prayer most certainly will make a difference. The reason why I say that is because last year, many of us were in lockdown this time last year in some parts of the world. And that meant that there were many, many Jewish people, and I can only speak from the rituals of our tradition. This impacts everyone, but I'm talking from a Jewish perspective. There were many people from our tradition who did not go to shul, who did not bang the Hoshanas, who did not shake the lulav and esrog, who did not pray because it just wasn't facilitated, and without facilitation, they just wouldn't go about doing it. And that has to have had an impact on the way the world is operating and has operated for the last year. The particular energy has come to the world, and we've experienced war, and we've experienced shortage, we've experienced global economic pain. And it need not be like that. And I'm not here to tell you how is it all going to be different. I can tell you what can be done to make the change. I'm not Hashem. We don't need to know the ways of Hashem. We just need to do that which needs to be done. So coming back to shaking the lulav and esrog, or banging those shanas, giving charity, saying a prayer, when we do something physical in this world, it creates a mirrored reaction in the metaphysical world, in the spiritual world, in the world of conceptual reality, of which this world is modeled. And when we do something here, it triggers and creates an action up there. And when the action up there happens, it changes the energy flow that's going to come back into this world. So it's like the dog, the tail wags the dog, then the dog wags its tail. That's what's happening. There's a whole mysticism to shaking the lulav and esrog, and I'm not going to get into it in this video. I just want you, wherever you are, go and find yourself a lulav and esrog if you don't have, and shake it. Make a brach on it, shake it. There's so much spiritual significance to shaking the lulav and esrog today. They are 4 evergreen plants. They are plants that are always close to water or filled with water. Water is a symbol of blessing, and as you shake, particularly today, we are wanting that there's more water that comes into the world, but it shouldn't be the water of destruction. It should be the water of blessing. It should be gishmei bracha. And that when the water flows into this world in the correct hemispheres, that will lead to blessing all round. And when we bang the Hoshanahs, for those who have Hoshanahs, these 5 willow branches, you just find yourself 5 willows and you bang it on the floor and you put a request that I'm mimicking what happened in the temple. This is the banging of the Hoshanahs that happened in the temple 5 times in order to sweeten the 5 elements of judgment, of severity that could come into the world, and turn them into judgment of sweetness, of happiness, of purity, of positivity. And that Hashem should actually cause a positive flow of His energy to come into this world and manifest then in a positive format, in a revealed way. We didn't do it last year. Many people didn't do it last year. And I'm sure that the world is in the situation that it is purely because data in, data out. The investment we made, it has yielded the outcome that we've got. But we can change that today. We can change that. You can change it. You shake the lulav, you say a prayer, you give charity, you ask Hashem, I want a different reality. And daven, be open and shake the lulav, be the cause, give charity, trigger chesed, trigger charity, trigger kindness to be more flowing into this world. It's Hoshanah Rabbah. We've only got a few hours left in Australia. Around the world, you've got 24 hours possibly to achieve this. And it will make the world a better place. It will make the world a better place. So please seize this opportunity wherever you are, and let's make the year ahead one that is truly sweet, one in which the world is filled with peace. And even if you're not of the Jewish faith, this has nothing to do with Jewish or non-Jewish. This has everything to do with everyone. It's not just Jewish people who have Rosh Hashanah. The whole world celebrated Sukkot once upon a time in the temple period. There were 70 sacrifices brought for the 70 nations of the world, and they would send ambassadors and leaders of different nations to participate in these celebrations, because it's about the final judgment of what will be for each nation. Yes, that's crazy, because if I was a world leader, I would walk into a shul today and clap Hoshanahs for the betterment of my nation, of my people's blessings for the year. I would take the time, because every leader can impact its nation. But I'm not. I'm just talking to you because each one of us can do it. As Jewish people, we have a specific set of rituals. We have a specific set of traditions, spiritually infused actions that create change in this world. So please, today is the day to do it. Go do a Hoshanah Rabbah. And let's see a really blessed year, not for just the Jewish people, but for all nations, for all aspects of environment, the human, the animal, the plant, the inanimate, that everything should be a revelation of blessing in the year to come. Chag Sameach.